If you're watching this video, I imagine that you are somebody that loves herbs. I imagine also that you're probably living somewhere other than Pender Island where I live. If you are living on Pender Island, great, but I would imagine you're living somewhere else. The wonderful news about the internet, which I like to call the web, is that we can connect. We can connect virtually. And I can share with you what I have learned, and you can share with me what you are learning. I know it's a little bit scary to study online, but I have dedicated myself to learning how to give quality teachings online. I also give you a 100% guarantee that if it doesn't work for you, and I don't like that marketing guarantee, but it's just, the reality is I want you to enjoy this course. I want you to enjoy my teachings, and if you're not enjoying them for whatever reason, then I offer 100% money back guarantee within the first couple of webinars, because it will be online and it will be live webinars, and you'll also have access to an online classroom that I have set up. So you'll have content on there to watch and interact with. But if for any reason those don't work for you, then that's absolutely fine. But they do work for a lot of students. In one of my recent courses, I had a 100% completion rate. Now that's basically unheard of on the internet. I mean, so many courses, only 10% of the students that are enrolled are graduating. So I did my master's thesis and graduated in 2013, and I did it on transitioning my face-to-face classes, which I have taught almost 5 decades. So mostly I've been teaching people in the woods or in classrooms most of my life. And now with this virtual world, I can reach out to you, and I can live on a Gulf island, and I can share with you my teachings. And I'm happy to say my classes were experiential learning, which means that I would have you tuning into trees or making medicines, and that's been able to translate into the internet. And I've had students, and I have students from New York, from California, from Ontario, from Ohio, from BC, Alberta, that have done my online course and loved it and got what I'd hoped they would get from it. And so that was really exciting to me. I am an author of a book called Pathways to Healing, and the Herbal Healing Journey was its first name. And in that I have a lot of exercises for students to do. And also I'm a mentor, so I'm really into interacting with you and getting to know you and getting to know what you need and where you want to go with herbalism. And the content is very well picked out, and part of it is 9 live webinars with me directly, which is relative to the different modules that you're doing in the course. You might say, well, why 9 weeks? What can you learn in 9 weeks? Well, you could learn a lot in 9 weeks, and the reality is that you will learn that in the 9 weeks versus signing up for a course that's a year long. And I find people wane after 12 weeks. 12 weeks is pretty much the length of time, even with live Q&As, which I've had done before. So to get the bulk of the knowledge of the context that you need, then you can do that in 9 weekly sessions, and you will have access to a online classroom that you will have access to before the course starts, and you'll have access to it after the course starts. So the live webinars is to keep you motivated, keep you on track, keeping you showing up, keeping you doing the work, and that's what's vitally important. So, you may live somewhere where there's not other people who share your passion for herbs and share your passion for healing, and maybe they don't as alternative as you are. Maybe they're not so much into the communication of plants, maybe not into shamanism at all. So my course is a lot more than herbs. It's about herbs, dream body, shamanism, and Ayurveda. Ayurveda is this wonderful system, and I know everybody knows about it now, but I'm a Westerner who's taken it and digested it and made it digestible for the Western mind, and I can give you a really good foundation in it so you can get started applying it. And it makes a great addition to learning online. And Dream Body is another thing that's very good for when you start working with people. Like, herbs are great, but they have to be within some kind of context. And so we all use herbs. I use herbs. And so how do you use those herbs? And you use them within context. Use them with other people and where they live and the climate they live in and the house they live in, etc., etc. So, so take heart. Also, as I was saying, if you don't have people around you, you'll meet these people online. It's great. I have colleagues in other studies that I do online that live in New Zealand, live in Finland, live in Florida, live in California, and I'm collaborating and working with them and meeting them on a regular basis and really forming friendships with them. So it's the new world that we have, and there's a wonderful aspect of it, and it's the aspect that we can connect with each other and we can learn from each other. So I hope you'll check out my program if it's a right fit for you. Obviously, this is, I'm just trying to let you know that I exist, let you know that I have this program, let you know that I've really done my homework and really applied myself in making this available to you in such a way that it's digestible and doable within a certain period of time. And after you finish the course, the good news is that, all these subjects are very deep, intense subjects, but we give you other content that you can dive into to whatever depth you want. And then you can join the mentorship program if you would like, the mentorship collective, and you're going to start applying what you learned in the 9-week program, in the foundational program, but go on to develop the things that you really need to know, come up against the limits of what you know. And so all of a sudden you need a particular herb we didn't study. Well, then you go learn that herb. But now you know how to learn herbs. You know how to study herbs. You know what herbs are all about. You come up about some aspect of the person that you don't understand Ayurvedically. Well, then you go look at that and you talk to me about it. You talk to the other students about it, the other mentees. So that's experiential learning. That's how you learn. I learned in an herb store. I was doing an online course back in the old days, and I was really having trouble finishing it, so I built an herb store. So I'd have real people with real problems who really needed herbs, and they'd come in and ask me all kinds of questions that I didn't know the answer to, and I'd go and look it up, and then I finished my herb course. I was able to finish it because I was actually had a purpose and a real application of it. So check out my sales page, information page, whatever you want to call it, but it's where I can let you know what I know. And there's also the opportunity to have a discovery session with me. If there's not enough on there on the page and you're not sure, then get a hold of me. I want you to be sure just as much as I want to be sure. So check it out, and hopefully we can work together.